Moi se mucha! Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. My name is Jetska, I'm from the Netherlands, currently living in the Netherlands. But I have a Ugandan boyfriend. And today I'm gonna bring you all along through my story. How I went to Uganda for the first time, how I met my boyfriend and how it's nowadays. And for this story we have to go way back in 2014, because in 2014 I was 22 years old by that time and I could study abroad or do an internship. And at first I was thinking about study in England because it sounded more safe, they speak English and they had some areas where you could study. But by the time I could apply for it, I found out that actually the subjects that they taught me, I was not excited about it. I had really the urge to go study abroad. So I went searching online and found a company which do volunteering work all around the world, also in Europe. So my plan was at first still to go to England. I studied art therapy, so I had to work with people. And I never forget that the man where I had the conversation with said to me, "And is it also okay for you to go to another country? For example, Uganda." And to be honest, I never heard from Uganda before in my entire life. I knew Kenya, but yeah, Uganda was not that popular by that time. Especially with the whole Idi Amin situation, and that was still in the background. So at first I was looking at the guy and I was like, "Can I go there? Is that safe?" And the guy was like, yeah, it's safe for years. You can just go there and it's really nice. And to be honest, when I was a child and also when I was in high school, there was always a dream to go to the beautiful continent, Africa. I thought, why not? I made a calculation and I found out that actually it was the same amount of money that I have to save for being 6 months or 4 months in Uganda than for 4 months in England. Because of course the ticket is way lower to go to England from the Netherlands, but living there is way more expensive. So I had to write an approval for the examination commission because I did an internship. So I had to write down, what am I going to do in Uganda? What am I going to learn in Uganda? What do I want to learn there? So I wrote the whole paper down and I was really lucky that my best friend did not really the same study, but they were brothers and sisters, the studies. She did a minor with some activities, organizing activities. So I asked her to get the paper of the minor, which she followed, and I wrote some goals for my own. I wrote it to the examination commission and they approved. So, well, I would say I could go, but I needed money. So I started to collect money. I found some sponsors. I did a run. I ran 10 kilometers and I let myself sponsored by people. So I said, hey, I'm going to run 10 kilometers. I'm going to help some people there. I'm going to work with, well, by that time I thought children with AIDS. In the end it was street boys, but it's okay. And then I had the money for the ticket. And in September 2014 I went for my great experience, to Uganda. It was my second time flying, but my first time alone and my first time outside of Europe. So yeah, I was so nervous, I was so excited. I was so young by that time. My mind was so like a child. And I was really a chicken. And I remember the first week it was all introduction about what is Uganda, how is the culture. I saw the Uganda Museum. I met already so many nice people. I slept in a guest house in Nansana. And I met really nice people there, mostly from Europe, mostly from Germany actually. And by the time the guest house didn't have any wall around. So there were some local volunteers who were helping building the wall. and they wanted to connect local volunteers with volunteers from all around the world. But at the same time, they didn't want to have a good connection because they were like, from day one, I've got warned by everyone from them, and they say, yeah, you have to watch out, and there will be Mzungu hunters, and they only do it for the money, and watch out, don't go with a local volunteer. And I was a chicken, you know, so I was like, oh, okay, I shouldn't talk to anyone. And I keep doing that like for 1 month, I think. But to be honest, I felt a little bit lonely because I saw other girls hanging around with the guys and just having fun, and nothing happened. And then I was like, yeah, why shouldn't I meet local people, you know? I'm here for the whole experience, not only for being in a guest house locked up with some European people. So there was one night, and I call it the chicken night, and it was organized by some not local volunteers, some international volunteers, to thank the local volunteers for building the wall around and to interact. I was invited as well, but by that time I was already vegetarian, so I didn't eat any chicken. So I ate already at home or in the guest house. I didn't forget this moment anymore. I was sitting on the couch in the guest house, hearing people outside laughing, talking. And then there was a moment I thought, okay, Jetske, move your ass outside this house because you feel lonely now, you feel alone, you want to meet people, just freaking go. I don't know why, but I just stepped out of the house, and the first person I saw or was speaking to me was Paul. And I never forget, he just say, like every Ugandan, hey, hello, how are you? And I said, I'm fine, how are you? I'm Paul, and you, I'm Jetske. And we talked the whole freaking night. And this night passed by, like, for me, it felt like 5 minutes. But I think we talked for hours. And it was so relaxed, because it doesn't felt like a date or something, or, oh, we have to talk now and be have interest in each other. It felt like go with the flow, and it was just normal. And I didn't forget that I was laying in my bed that night, and I thought by myself, oh my god, I gave this guy my Dutch number, my WhatsApp number, and I never ever gave anyone my Dutch WhatsApp number. Like sometimes I had guys on the street like, hey Mzungu, give me your number. No, I don't do that. But I gave it to him, and I was like, oh my god, what am I doing? I just gave a random guy my number. And there was a voice in my head who said, relax girl, you see what's happening. And the next day he called me, and I felt like an alien watching to my phone. Like if I never saw anyone calling me, I was watching like, he's calling me. What am I doing? What should I do? Maybe I should answer. Like... like that. It was insane. And it was fun though, because I think it was the next day or some days after it, that we went to the beach with a whole group. And I saw on Google Maps, before I came to Uganda, I saw that there was a Miami beach in Uganda, in Kampala. And I don't know if you know the song, like, I'm in Miami Beach, doo, 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 doo. So I wanted to go there, you know, just for fun. And it turned out it was a really small beach. It was not really special, but everyone was just joining and laughing, and we had so much fun. And he was there as well, and we were like two magnets, like coming to each other. And I don't know actually the timetable, but I think that night we went to a pool bar, and I think that was the night we kissed. Yes. I'm not really sure, but that pool bar was in Nansana, so that was also really nice. And for 3 months we had really the best time ever. I saw him daily, I went to his house most of the time to, go out of the whole guest house vibe, and I had the most great experience ever, and I'm still so thankful for that time. But then I had to go back, and it was December 2014, And I went back right before Christmas because I thought, oh, that's fine, then I can spend Christmas with my family. I regretted that decision so much. I wish I was there with Christmas, but hey, I didn't. And 2 months later, we found out that it was really complicated to have a long distance relationship, and especially for me it was really complicated. So yeah, I broke up, but he didn't let me go actually. And it took him 7 years with message. He kept messaging me. And sometimes he just sent a message like to promote his music, but sometimes actually every year he sent me a message on my birthday. And the stupid thing is his birthday is 3 days before mine. And every year I was thinking, it's his birthday, should I say happy birthday to him? And then I thought, no. He should forget me, I should forget him. I don't do this. 3 days later, happy birthday! And I always felt so guilty. I was like, yeah, you too. Sorry. And it was 2022. We're going to get a little bit faster in time. Or it was actually the end of 2021. And there was not the whole pandemic was done, the lockdown. And my biggest dream is to live from YouTube, from creation, from this. And I thought, where can I live a little bit already from the things I do? And I found out I could live in Uganda. And I thought, yeah, I can live at someone else's house, but it felt a little bit like using someone, you know? If you barely talk to someone for some years and then say, hey, I want to go to Uganda, can I stay at your place? I mean, for me it would be like, what are you doing? Bye. So I thought, no, I have to fix it myself. I can do this. And if I meet him by that time, we shall see. But then it was 1 week after my decision that he texted me. And then I thought, the universe wants to tell me something. So I told him my whole plan of going to Uganda, staying there for a while. And the first thing he said was, you are welcome in my house. And then I thought, why not? Why not? And everyone thought that I was getting mental. That I get back to a guy that I didn't see for 7 years. That I barely spoke to. But I thought, you know what? If it doesn't work out between the two of us, I can always take a hotel. Why not? Why not? Give it a shot. Give it a try. So I went. And it was my best decision ever. So I stayed there for around 6 months. But yeah, then the money was done. And I had some issues and I had to go home. Crying my heart out. And I think it was the hardest goodbye ever. But then I went back and we talked a lot about what do we want for the future, what are the plans. And I found really soon this house where I'm currently living. And we had really much luck because I wrote a letter to a Dutch TV program and they let us be together with Christmas. That was a really special experience. He went to the Netherlands in December for 5 weeks. And I think that was also helping our relationship because, you know, I know a lot more now about the Ugandan culture. But to understand each other better, it is always good to see where someone else comes from. Because I can tell how the Netherlands is, I can show it. But it is way more different when you live in it and when you experience it. And then he also saw, like a lot of other people who go abroad, that the Netherlands is not a paradise. Sometimes people pretend that it is paradise, but it isn't. We have our own struggles, we have our own culture, we have our own ways of living, and you have to fit in it or you don't fit in it. And for us still, our biggest dream is to live in the both countries, because I don't like winter and he doesn't as well. So wintertime we want to be in Uganda and summertime in the Netherlands, because I do love summertime in the Netherlands. And at this moment, well, it is spring, but summer is coming. So yeah, the plan for now is that we're gonna try ourselves to let him be for 3 months at least in the Netherlands, to celebrate our birthday for our first time in our lives together in the Netherlands on my rooftop. That's really the goal of me. So we're gonna make it work. And what's next? I don't know. We have some ideas and plans in our heads, but how it will go, we shall see. And yeah, subscribe if you want to follow our journey, how we go from barely zero, living far away from each other, to living together in 2 countries, building our own dreams and work for it and believe in it. And that's maybe the message that I want to give with every video that I make. Believe in your dreams, work for it, find a plan. When I went to Uganda for the first time, I didn't have any money. I found people who sponsored me. When my boyfriend came to the Netherlands for the first time, I was searching for money and I was like, oh God, how can we support each other? And I wrote a letter to the TV show and they helped us. So there is always a way to follow your dreams. If you believe in it, it will come to you. So yeah, thanks if you listen up to here. Please, maybe a Uganda and a Dutch flag emotion if you finished up to here. I want to thank you. Webale nyo, neyansisa nyo, I have to say. And I hope to see you at the next video, which will be again a vlog. So, weraba, bye bye.